Welcome to Drafting Out Loud, where we're going to do our DraftKings draft, trying to take advantage of some of those values that we found while doing our analysis right before this. We got a minute before our draft. We actually have the first pick. We're going to end up with Bijan Robinson, which we have not had much Bijan Robinson at all. Again, here are our risers. Here are our fallers, players we're probably going to try to avoid or try to catch for cheap. And here are platform values. We talked about trying to get a Brees Hall, Trevion Henderson thing going. Out of the one hole, that's near impossible. So I don't expect that to happen. But we'll do our best, of course, to put together a great team and maybe get lucky with some crazy falls. Devonta Smith at the end of the fourth would be nice. Rashee Rice at the end of the second would be nice if he falls to us as well. So we're going to see what we can do here out of the one hole on DraftKings. And let's get started. I'm trying to pull up my other screen here too while we're doing this. Give it a chance to load here while we let this run down just a bit. Not because we're trying to stall from other screen to load here, but we'll go with Bijan Robinson at number one. Feel happy about that. We got a ton of Gibbs. We got a ton of Brian Robinson. It'd be nice to have some Bijan Robinson as well. And we made it happen. As expected, Robinson, Gibbs, Chase. So Puka, see, this is, I'd love to be in one of these drafts where Puka does not go in the first four and actually be able to get that too. So, it's one of those things. I'm just going to keep on complaining about it, right? Whenever you're over here, you don't get the falling Puka. Whenever you're over here, you don't get the falling Justin Jefferson. It always happens when you're not in those spots. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's what seems to happen. What do we got in this draft with us? No one that not that you recognize many people here, but don't recognize any of them. Looks basically normal though for the most part. You'd expect this next pick to be Justin Jefferson, which he isn't. Genty getting pulled up just a tad. I think the Genty pick's a fun one though too. There's Jefferson. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Pickens at the 1-2. Oh, and then he took Rashee Rice. So I was like, oh, maybe that's a better chance that Rashee Rice gets to us. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because people are getting Pickens Rice all the time at the 2-3. And so this guy like got rid of his first round pick just to get Pickens Rice. That seems a little odd. You know what? I'm actually even value now on DraftKings for Bijan. It must be underdog where I'm way underweight on Bijan. Underweight somewhere on Bijan, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay. So the last draft, I did a draft off stream and I got Bijan. I was the first pick for that one too, and I got Bijan. That's why I'm a little overweight on DraftKings because my other draft. And I was able to pair Bijan with Rashee Rice on that team. Let's see what we do here with this one. So based on our ranks, we got Malik Neighbors and Derrick Henry. We've already paired Bijan Robinson with Derrick Henry once and don't really want to do that too much, but if we have to, we have to. We have very little Malik Neighbors. Okay. I think maybe just taking the best two available makes sense here. I think Chase Brown's more exciting of a back than Derrick Henry on DraftKings because of the catching potential. Getting a falling neighbors is nice as well. We'll look and see what it says afterwards, but we'll do it. Get our running backs out of the way now. What do they have to say about? Okay, he's at camp. Still a lot of question marks. So it's kind of scary. I've not drafted much neighbors. You'd think he did his damage to his knee so early on that he'd be ready to go because other players have been ready to go much quicker. Um, Makes it scary to draft him a little bit. If you get him at the 2-3 turn though, and you haven't been drafting him at cost at all, I think it just makes sense to do it. I saw that Saquon Barkley fall, and I was kind of there's one player you hope to have fall, it'd be Saquon Barkley. It did not happen though. But getting Chase Brown 2 to fall to the 2-3 is nice. Malik Neighbors and Chase Brown, two players that are on DraftKings, I don't have a lot of at all. So there we go for the start. We do have two running backs now. We can kind of chill at running back unless we get an interesting fall at running back. And then it's going to be tough to get someone like Jackson Dart. Where does he go these days? Is he going the 80s now? He goes 87. Okay, so we're going to hope for like a Dart fall to 96. That's possible. Not likely, but it's possible. There's some people doing some weird things. We're a little bit isolated at quarterback because this guy got Josh Allen. So we're going to hope that maybe this guy here gets Joe Burrow. And that way, if Dart does start to fall, these other teams are less incentivized to take him. But we're not going to pull up Dart to the pick 73, I don't think, unless we just, I doubt it that we're pulling up to 73. Things look rather normal as we go through this draft here, other than this guy. Will he pull up will he make sure that he ends up with both Dak and Mahomes because he's doing something like this too? I could see, if he's going to pull these players up, why would he pull up the ones? So he pulled up Waddle also. Okay. So he's just really odd what he's doing. This guy here's got, that's nice. That's a bring back, Cook and Hall. Let's see if we can take advantage of this in some way. Ladd McConkey, there we got some people ranked in Ladd McConkey, Devonta Smith, Williams. We got Henderson and McLaurin as well. We don't really want to. We're not going to be pulling up Henderson. I don't think we really want to pull up Williams. I like the Devonta Smith pick the most out of those, but I think Devonta Smith and Ladd McConkey, if they fall and we can take advantage of that, that'd be nice. Like the Zay Flower pick. He needed a wide receiver. So if these players fell to us, those would be like falling running backs that we could take. I hope that I'd love falling Loveland. Ah, darn, didn't happen. I hope this guy takes Bucky, to tell you the truth. Although this Ladd Devonta Smith combo is one that I've gotten, I think, before too. He took Rome Odunze. Okay, interesting. It's hard not to take Bucky here at 48. We're going to take Bucky Irving. And I like Devonta Smith more than Lad McConkey. I think he has more chance to rise a ton. So we'll go Devonta Smith. There we go. We're just taking Bucky because he's a value there. I mean, there's a chance that, like, I think the risk for Lad McConkey and Bucky Irving is similar. So we'll just take the running back, knowing that we then don't have to worry about running back later on. And we also, I like the Smith pick a lot. I really wish that Loveland had fallen to us just because I think Loveland's a fun pick if you can get him past eight. I think all the tight ends are fun picks if you get him past ADP. I don't know about getting them before ADP, but after ADP, I think they're fun picks. Just try to get different teams than other people that are more valuable teams than other people. Parker Washington is one of those extreme picks, right? Between the two sites. If we go here oh, you're not going to see it on here. He's one of the higher values on Underdog. He is not a value at all on DraftKings. We do have a riser in Devonta Smith here. We did him. Where was is Lad? I did add a couple extra players to the sheet. Lad McConkey, is he a value on it? He's I think Lad McConkey is a value, just not as high of a value as what it is. That's why he was on my list. Oh, the Zay Flowers drafter just missed Lamar Jackson by one. He did get a Fallen Williams, though. Curious what this guy's going to do with his picks. He's doing some weird things. So Waddle and Rice, that's a bring back right there. Pickens and Scadaboo, that's a bring back. So maybe he's highly correlating his team with players that he wants. Judkins falling to 58, I think is a decent amount past ADP, if I'm not mistaken. Terry McLaurin. So if we got like Carnell Tate to fall to us, that'd be really fun. Probably not, but would be. Tucker Kraft. So he's really kind of pulling up his players. No bring back stuff with Tucker Kraft, so you can't really tell the story with that one. It's his first tight end. Travis Kelce, stack. Joe Burrow. So we were hoping that Joe Burrow would fall over here to ideally give us a better chance at like a late dart thing, but it didn't happen. There goes Caleb Williams. There goes Tate. Think he's got to be in play. If Swift fell to us, I guess we would just do it, right? Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. Brock Purdy goes. Alex Pierce. Oh, I don't like Drake May. Alec Pierce. I don't know. There goes Alec Pierce. Makai Lemons on our. There goes Drake May. We might just go like Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, or Swift and Hurts and be done at running back with 4 if they force us to do that. I'm okay with that, I guess. He went Swift. So do we just go Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts? I did that a decent amount in the past. We could go get Makai Lemon here. This is a tough one. We're gonna get Hurts first, definitely for the stack. Jane Daniels is going 62 and 68. Makai Lemon's going six. Okay, so we're just gonna go Jane Daniels as well. We're just gonna do it. Get our quarterbacks out of the way with two super fun, possibly high-end quarterbacks. Uh, we have the stack with Hurts and Smith, and Daniels is a bringback on that as well. And the chances of us getting neighbors with Dart were on the slim side. So we're just gonna knock out our quarterbacks and see what we can do from there. It's 72 and 73. That just seems like such. If Swift was there, we would have just taken the value on Swift and been done at running back. Not feeling like super happy about it, but we would have done it. I don't know if I feel super happy about this either, but it is what it is. I do have a lot of both Daniels and Hertz across the sites. One of my teams, the Bijan, has Hertz, and one of them has Jaden Daniels. Now we have one that has both. There we go. I hope that Dart gets taken somewhere around here. That way we don't feel bad about going QB. Tyson, if he falls, is a pick. Addison at cost is a pick. Definitely. Ricky Pearsall. I guess we need wide receivers. And so anyone that's a wide receiver is a good wide receiver at this point. Herbert and Dart are the next two QBs expected to be off the board. Oh darn! So you went okay. So you went the Denver. So and then Connor there. Wow. Sutton is another. He's going to miss out on Mahomes maybe, and Bo Nix. Right? They could both go before his next pick at 108. I think both their ADPs are ahead of that, right? Yep. Just odd what he's doing. Darn Tyson goes. Someone take Dart. We don't want him. We could go Kyle Pitts for our first tight end. I think he'd have to be the next option for us, right? Good. Dart went. We made the right call. Darn Godwin went. We want more running backs to go here because we got running backs and QBs. We want runs on running backs and QBs. So the question is, we go Addison Pearsall. Do we just take Pitts to get? We do have another Atlanta player on our team in Bijan, right? So Pearsall doesn't do a whole lot for us, but he is a. There goes Pitts. That decides that one for us. Let's go Pearsall first since he's the higher ADP. And then we'll go Addison. Those are two of our higher owned wide receivers at this point in time. Almost double the field on both sites, or almost triple the field at sometimes on both sites. We slowed down on Pearsall a lot. I don't know the last time I drafted him, but I guess I still got a lot. 2, 3, 4 is what we got going on right now. At 120, where's God? Okay, so Goddard's definitely like a next pick type of thing. There goes Bo Nix. Did Patrick Mahomes go yet too? Yeah. So this guy here missed out on both Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix. Unstacked Patrick Mahomes and unstacked Bo Nix. That's what we got going on here. Jared Goff to the Williams drafter. Makes sense. Jackson Dart was just, I think it's a bring back with CeeDee Lamb at least. There goes Myers at 105. Nice value on Myers, just based on ADP. Nice value on Algier as well. And here's our wild card. Okay, Kyler Murray and Tyreek Hill. Okay, that's a thing. We could go running back again if there was like a really good value at running back. Rashad White is a helps us stack with Jaden Daniels. I don't think it's an okay pick, but I don't think we need that pick exactly. Casey Concepcion is rising up the boards. Josh Downs is rising up the boards. I really like the Tony Pollard pick. He could end up being like the starter for Washington potentially. So kind of hoping that that happens. There goes Goddard. That's okay. We already have. We already have our Philly stack. Although Goddard would have been nice. I think some of these guys had, yeah, three. This guy's only got one running back, so. But he did some weird things with Kittle here. I like the Pollard pick. Oh, come on. We already have three running backs. Price has been rumored to go to Seattle as the starter. He took Gainwell. I think we go with the running back and the rookie wide receiver. I don't think we want two running backs. I just like Pollard a lot. He could be a stack um, with Jaden Daniels too, depending on how the draft goes. It's tough. We're gonna go Concepcion. Price is just people are not like the chances of him actually being a starter are probably slim. Also, even if he became the starter in Seattle, would he lose that job at the end of the season? Which doesn't make him like makes him appealing. Like, yeah, I got a starter, but then like, do I really have a starter when I need a starter type of thing? So we will just go with Pollard and Concepcion. Trying to get to the field on Concepcion. We were trying to draft him when he had no ADP or a very low ADP. We weren't able to get him as much as we wanted to. And then we kind of slowed down because he kind of was static on his ADP. And now there's a lot of talk about him being in the first round, which is going to make his ADP start to rise. So we are trying to make sure that we don't fall behind on a player that maybe does great things. The Kincaid pick's a tough pick with all the talk out there, unless you have Josh Allen, which he doesn't. Gedson falling to this makes more sense, right? Like in the 120s. Wasn't he like in the hundreds earlier? It just felt weird drafting him that early. Based on rank. Oh, there goes Price. Coleman at 152. When's our next pick? 144, 145. There are no other Eagle. Hollywood Brown, way late in the draft. And running backs, right? Tank Bigsby, way late in the draft. As far as Washington, we have White still available. We have Conquo available. At 157, we could take him with 145 and just, we don't need tight ends, right? Like, depending on what's available, it might make sense. And we don't have him really stacked up with anyone except for a hypothetical Pollard. So, depending on what else is available, it might make sense to do one of those things. Denzel Boston is going at like the 140s on underdog, I think. Let's go take a look at our sheet while we got a second. Platform values, Denzel Boston go 140, like I was saying. Coleman's going in the 130s on DraftKings, or sorry, on underdog. We can possibly get Coleman though at no, 68. So Coleman would be a nice pick here too, I guess, right? Based on rank. But I like Jordan Mason. He was probably just taken since my screen crashed. Is Aaron Jones still available too? I take too much of him. But if he's available here, that's another pick. Oh, Rashad White just went darn. And Mason is still there. No, no longer there. Aaron Jones is still there. Higgins is still there. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is still there. Wow. I don't even know who to take with this pick. I think Aaron Jones is just a good pick. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt could be a good pick on this one. If they don't get the running back, do we get let's go Aaron Jones. That's five running backs. go with our first tight end and Chig. We'll see what happens from there. Getting Krusky Barry, he's not a pass catcher at all, so I don't know how much of a correlation there would be if you have him and Jaden Daniels. It might actually be like an anti-correlation almost because Krusky Barrett's only really scoring points. That's interesting, getting Higgins there and then not taking the falling CJ Stroud to go with it. Who's it? Oh, he does have Allen and Darnold, so I guess it makes sense why he didn't do it. A lot of tight ends right off the board, so maybe it was smart to get Chig. I had a ADP, but get him before the white pick would have been nice more than the Jones, just again because of the whole Washington thing. But it is what it is. We do have 5 running backs, 4 of them early, and then the fifth one I really like as well. We could stop at 5 running backs. We have 2 really good QBs. We need at least 2 more tight ends, and I guess we probably we need wide receivers and tight ends. There goes Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. We're hoping, like, of course, that David Boston makes it back to us. That'd be a fun rookie to get. Not David Denzel Boston, but he just went, so wah wah. To the Omar Cooper. That's his 7th wide receiver through 13. He's got Cooper and Boston. He's kind of targeting the rookies. He's got 1 tight end. He's got 2 QBs. He's got 4 running backs. He's looking good. I like his team. Burrow's stacked. Herbert is not stacked. Did he get him at like a huge value? 86? Not really. Stefon Diggs sounds fun here. Kind of slow down on taking Ayuk because just really odd news. Jonah Coleman's still there, who's one of our targets. We only have 1 tight end, so we could do like a Hawkinson thing. Deebo Samuel could go back to Washington. Good, I'm glad Coleman went because I really didn't want to be. I'm a sucker for the thing that doesn't make any sense at all. This is tough. I mean, if Diggs goes, then it's Ayuk and Samuel. But if Diggs doesn't go, then it's Diggs and one of those 2. And I hope he takes Ayuk, to tell you the truth. He's only got 4, which took AJ Barner. Tough. We're taking Diggs for sure. Oh, this is a tougher one. I mean, if Ayuk eventually signs with Washington, which is possible, he's got to go up a ton, assuming his knee's good and everything. Let's risk it. We are overweight on Stefon Diggs, and I think, we have taken Ayuk a decent amount. Oh, underweight on DraftKings. So getting him well past his ADP by 10 picks or something like that. 9 picks, maybe it was. It's the time to do it, I guess. We now have 7 wide receivers. We need tight ends. We're just going to mismatch of late tight ends. Hawkinson went. Based on rank, we're kind of out of players that we really, really want. Naylor's there. Is he rising up the boards? What's going on with Naylor? Naylor's rising up the boards on DraftKings all the way to 171. Washington's also rising up the boards. That's why they're on our list. Diggs is no longer falling, but he fell in our draft. Happy about that one. Considering we went there's Naylor. He just got taken. Tesla goes with that to the no, it was not to the golf drafter just missed out on Tesla. He wanted him. Took Ridley instead. There goes another tight end. We'd prefer if tight ends didn't get drafted. Keaton Mitchell, 179. Makes me feel silly for drafting him earlier before. There goes Tank Bigsby at 180. That could have been our 6th running back if we wanted one. Emmett Johnson could be a Washington running back. That'd be oh, he just got taken. Sampson and Robinson. We need tight ends. We could do like a Colby Parkinson. Ferguson thing. Bijan Robinson, if he falls to us. If we get a running back, here we go. Tight end, tight end. 3 tight ends and 1 wide receiver. Okay, so we can get another running back, but that means we're stuck with only 2 QBs, which is fine as well. Darn, Debo went. Where's Hollywood Brown go? 211. I guess we could get him on the next pick potentially. That being said, this guy's only got 4. And we don't need Hollywood. Tank Dell. Gosh. We are going to go and backstack. Not backstack, but handcuff. And then we're going to try to go with the 2 Ram tight ends because Ferguson will ideally be there for us in the next round. Way too much Brian Robinson. We get Parkinson much later on underdog. So I do have very little Parkinson. This is my first share on DraftKings, and I have him a lot on underdog, well overweight on underdog. And then Hollywood Brown. Let's get him queued up as well. We could go. If we get Ferguson, we can stop at three tight ends. It's not great, but we can stop at three tight ends. And then we could do either a fourth tight end or a third QB. We're done at running back. One more wide receiver. It feels like all we really need. But we could do two more wide receivers as well. It depends. So like the last pick's just going to be a free pick. It's going to be a QB, tight end, wide receiver. Definitely not a running back. We got the falling value on Pollard, Jones, and Robinson, and we're just going to stop there. Wish this guy would have taken, instead of Tua, taken another wide receiver just to give us some more insulation for Hollywood. There goes some more of the tight ends. There goes Mooney. There goes another one of the tight ends. Ferguson's the next tight end on the board. That's going to be unfortunate if we lose out on the both of the Ram tight ends. I'm getting the other one. Where's Stafford at? Stafford drafter. He's already got three tight ends, so no one really should have like a super high incentive to go and take Ferguson. The Rodgers Fryermuth thing could be another thing if we run out of options. I think that's a fun one. Pat Bryant makes some sense on a team like this because we have, there goes Aaron Rodgers. Trey Tucker, Pat Bryant. Someone like that makes sense too if we had to go that route, just because Malik Neighbors might not be ready. And Concepcion's a rookie. Ayuk, we don't know if he's even going to play. So I'm kind of happy we're stopping it. We're going to stop at two QBs here. These are the two guys that have two tight ends. So with only six wide receivers, four running backs, they got more important needs than a third tight end, I think. So I'm telling myself at least. Singleton is a huge ADP value. Okay, took Rashard Smith. You take Pat Bryant. Don't take Hollywood. Bernard still available. Okay, he took Singleton. There you go. We're going to take Hollywood. We don't want a rookie just because we need a player that's going to get us points. So we're not going to do like a Bernard, which wouldn't be a bad pick. Pat Bryant would be nice. but Hollywood Brown stacks, and then Ferguson accomplished 1-2 at tight end too. So we're gonna go Hollywood Brown, Trey Ferguson, locking up the what I think will be the top two pass tight end pass catchers on the Rams. I have more Ferguson on DraftKings just because on underdog first Ferguson goes earlier, and then Chloe Parkson goes earlier on DraftKings. So I got them kind of flip flopped a little bit. There goes Pat Bryant. I like that pick. 219. I think that's a really good pick. So with our last pick here, we don't have a QB that we'd be interested in for the most part. I mean, we could do like I don't think we need to. I think that's hedging our bets too much when we have Hurts as well. Frymouth just went. He would have been a good last round pick. This guy's got a little bit of buzz online. I think wide receiver is the way to go. Is there a tight end that makes sense for us? I like Gesicki, personally. We could take all three Ram tight ends. Bernard just went. In case for some reason Higbee becomes the guy. I don't really see that happening though. There goes Gesicki. So, this guy just did four. So no one's gone like super crazy with tons of tight ends. But I still ended up with a rather ugly tight end room. It's definitely a wide receiver or tight end because both of them are a little bit sketchy. Just a little bit. Chris Bell's like an end of season hammer. Not that we really need that though. Slayton, we don't know where, he's kind of doesn't have as solid of a role now that Mooney's over there. Isaiah Bond, maybe someone like that. There's the Washington receiver. Treylon Burks is going ahead of, wow. All three of these guys are basically go in the same place. Such a ugly spot. Bailey, okay. We got 25 seconds, and I've got no idea. I think that these guys could just not do much. These three could not do much, if anything. I keep on drafting Chris Bell recently. We're just going to draft him again. I don't think it works perfectly on this team considering the other wide receivers, but we can kind of hope that Chris Bell comes back earlier than expected and um, does something crazy for a team, which would be sweet if it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we definitely are shooting for the moon with that type of play, I think. Let's take a look at what we got here. Definitely above market now on Chris Bell. He was going way earlier at the beginning of the draft season. Didn't draft him at all. I've caught up and more at this point. Okay, we got a 2-6-9-3. We went with the extra wide receiver and one less QB. We took Hurts and Daniels early on. We were able to stack up Hurts with Smith, Daniels. We were able to get pull up a little bit Chig to stack with Daniels. We also have the potential Pollard to stack with Daniels if Tennessee ends up getting Jeremiah Love and then Pollard gets cut or traded. That's a possibility. And then we also have maybe Ayuk getting traded or cut and signed by Washington as well. We also have Hollywood Brown stacked up in Philadelphia too. We were not able to get like Tank Big if Tank Bigsby was here at the same time as Brian Robinson Jr., we would have taken Tank Bigsby. But we got Brian Robinson Jr. We have Brian Robinson Jr. as a handcuff to our first pick also, which at pick, what is it, 192? I think that's fair. And I don't know if this team really needs it at all, considering I also have Brown and Irving, but there is that possibility. For example, Robinson gets hurt in the middle of the season. Teams that had Robinson start to tank, and our team still is able to thrive because we got Brian Robinson Jr. getting those touches and scoring us points. We have a very veteran running back room, like a very veteran running back room. I think we'll be in a great position, at least projection points wise at running back. We'll see what happens at the end of the season though. Okay. At QB, we're solid with two QBs here, 72 and 73. And then, yeah. Okay. We actually have to cut this one a little early. But there we are. I will see you on the next one. Peace.